Hey, 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 get him. Oh, get him. Get him. Hey, 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 hey. What is up? What is up? What is up? Turn this clown ass shit down, goddamn. What is going on? What is going on, people? My black ass is back. What is going on? Hey. You know I gotta hit y'all with some different shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is the No I Don't Know podcast, cause nigga, I don't know. But you know what, man? Long day at the corporate clown ass plantation. Y'all know how that shit go. You know what I'm saying? For all y'all that ain't at the corporate plantation, good for you, motherfucker. Cause while your ass ain't there, we gotta be there, motherfucker. So good for you. But anyway, like I said, this is the No I Don't Know podcast, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Shout out to Noob. Man, shout out to my homegirl, Tasha I used to work with. She used to work at the corporate plantation. So I had to send her a shout out. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm just, sending her a shout out. Much love and respect to her. Hey, man. Shout out to everybody. Give yourselves a hand. You are so beautiful. Give yourselves a hand. Looking at. And Reverend Brown. He's been my reverend since I was a little boy, and I love him dearly. Reverend Brown. Do you suffer from being a Sambo? That is... I'm just going to put it out there. First, we gonna nip this shit in the bud. I got to give much props and respect to Magic Johnson, the greatest Laker of all time. I got to give props to him. The greatest Laker. No, he is the greatest Laker of all time. Not clown-ass Jerry West. And not Shaq. Not Kobe. Not Kurt Rambis. Not none of them. Hey, I got love for Kobe. But Kobe, you're dry ass snitch, nigga. I can't fuck with you for that. You can't even be held in that regard. And plus, too, now you a clown. So, Kobe is a great. He is a Laker great, but you're not the greatest Laker of all time. See, I grew up in the 80s, and I literally watched Magic Johnson dominate the 80s. If it wasn't him, it was Larry Bird. So, sorry. And that's a fact. So, I'm going to get right into it, Magic Johnson. The reason why I'm saying shout out to Magic Johnson, man, because for once, I think he kind of showed us what it is to just be a ill motherfucker and be like, man, I quit. I don't need this shit. Magic Johnson didn't suffer from Samboism or coonism. And the reason why I'm saying that shit is because a lot of us do suffer from that shit. And you like, what you mean, Warren? Magic Johnson was trying to do the Lakers a solid. I've already touched on this before on other podcasts. He was trying to do the Lakers a solid, basically. Help him out because, he's grateful for the Lakers and what Dr. Jerry Buss has done for him and his family and everything. And, hey, they've done some good. So you try to come on and help him out. They put him with Kobe Bryant's agent, and he like a typical Caucasian, dry snitching, telling, talking shit about him. And Magic Johnson did an interview on First Take with Stephen A. Smith and I think it's Max Kellerman. Very, very good interview. Go check that out. Very, very good interview. And Magic basically let it be known. He did not diss the Lakers, but he definitely got on the politics and how they move and groove. And when Jeannie Buss hired him, he said he had full authority and power. But when it came time to fire the Caucasian, Luke Walton, 3 times they had to go through 3 different meetings. And then they basically told him no, and he just got tired of the shit talking and all that, and he left. That's how you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we should all be thinking about things. Strategically plan out how you gonna do things. When you go to those people the first time, say shit, then you move on. Don't be no Sambo and no coon and no Hayward Shepherd, start dry shit and telling on everybody and doing all this other shit, thinking that's gonna forward advance your progress. That's not how it works. And if you around people that act like that, get away from them. That's Sambo shit. Then you need to go to Coons and Sambo's Anonymous. We got Coon Rehab and Sambo Rehab for all you coons out there that be on some bullshit. Hey, what's going on, What's going on, TML? Hey, okay. I see you in the chat. But anyway, I want to get on this. And I give much props to Magic Johnson for standing on what he believed. And it was like, I'm not quitting my businesses and I'm not finna coon and Sambo for y'all. First of all, I really don't even feel comfortable taking order. I like the way he said it. Okay, I'll report to you, Jeannie. Rightfully so. But when I gotta be reporting to all these other people and getting clarification from other people why I can't fire Luke Walton, oh, then it's time for me to go. And that's why Tyronn Lue and Monty Williams turned down the fucking job. Facts. I'm telling you, man. So this is my lesson to y'all. If they'll do that shit to Magic Johnson, and this is the greatest Laker of all time, then who the fuck is you working at a regular fucking job, nigga? You ain't nobody to be thinking that, oh, they gonna do something different for you. You can kiss ass and die kissing ass first. I don't want to hear that shit. You can kiss nobody ass and do all that. For what? Why? Why you need to do all that? It should be respect amongst work ethic and people that possess work ethic, but it ain't that way. It's all about likability and political warfare and all this bullshit. You know what I mean? And the reason why I'm saying that shit is too is because that brings me to my next point. Are you a Sambo? Or do you suffer from being a Sambo? Angela Rye. How many times have I had to talk? And I hope people are listening to. I don't give a man. Look, I hope people really understand. Those type of women, like Angela Rye, those type of women, they're everywhere. They'll be defending this system until the cows come home. That's one thing I do give about. I do give a fuck about is our melanated people that will stand and defend our thought leaders like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And the reason why I listened to that interview, you know, the little podcast she did with Charlamagne the God, I was listening to that shit. I had to turn it off. I was disgusted because I was just like, you don't even make sense. Oh, first of all, when she was like, oh, well, I got Jews in my family and all. Okay, then that lets me know you have not listened to an Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan lecture or speech. I know you haven't. I've listened to a lot of them. I listened to the one he had where he had on all white when he was at the Madison Square Garden and he was telling Ronald Reagan, I think, or Bush, add it up. It was in the 80s. That shit was powerful. I listened to so many Farrakhan speeches when he was just in little small churches all the way to now. I have never heard him talk about like hating all Jews. See, and this is how everything gets misconstrued, and not even that. They twist a lot of things, and then they go with the talking points of the dominant society. Now, the reason why I'm saying this about Angela Rye's Sambo coonism having ass is because, first of all, you could tell she's a part of the boule, the black bourgeoisie, the motherfuckers who think they are part of some secret society or whatever. You know what I mean? When really all they do is report to massa. But, you know, those talking points. Oh, I have Jews and he speaks hate. And no, then you haven't really read any of his books. Then she goes back with, well, I went to go hear Khalid Muhammad speak. Well, good for you, bitch, for going to hear Brother Khalid Muhammad speak. But we're not talking about Brother Khalid Muhammad. We're talking about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And if you're going to attack him and say things about him, then why don't you have facts? Have quotes of what he said. I know I listened to a speech about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I looked up everything he said. He talked about the Jewish bankers, the Ashkenazi Khazarian Jews who use war and kill innocent white people, innocent Latino people, innocent black and brown people for a war over money and how they fund both sides of the war. So when I listened to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say that, I said, okay, let me pause it and let me go get some books. And let me start looking up some of this shit. The Federal Reserve was created in 1912 or 1913. The Panic of 1907 was created by, let's see, I think a Jewish banker. Let's see, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Morgans, and then they created the banking system of the Federal Reserve. J.P. Morgan, Rockefeller, DuPont, Carnegie, Rockefeller, the Rothschilds. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan also talks about how the Rothschild had 5 sons and he sent them all over Europe to learn the banking system and infiltrate and take it over. And they funded both sides of the war. I have a book called Protocols of the Elders of Zion. It talks about Henry Ford and how he wrote a book called The International Jew, and how they wanted to deplete Henry Ford's stock and run him out of town and run him out of business because not dare him tell what we're really doing behind closed doors. But you're defending these Jews. Oh, I have Jewish friends and all this other bullshit. That sounds like Sambo shit to me. Talking points that were given to you by the dominant society because you want to stay on CNN. But then in the same breath, you defending Joe fucking Biden. Joe Biden, of all people. Joe fucking Biden. And here's the thing about Joe Biden. Why do y'all think for 1 second that Joe Biden give a fuck about y'all niggas because he was Obama's vice president? The crime bill was his baby. He was the architect behind the crime bill, mass incarceration. And for y'all that don't know what that is, please go get Michelle Alexander's The New Jim Crow, please. I've said that a million times. Just go get it and read it. You ain't gotta listen to me. Just go read the fucking book. Stop listening to people like Angela Rye and all these other people use these Caucasian talking points, you know, because she's an attorney for their system. What are you doing to negate their system and help benefit melanated people? They're ushering in, but on a basic level, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing and what are we looking at? A lot of times I'll be looking at shit and I'm listening to her and I'm like, and then when Charlemagne the God was like, he does not attack all Jews, he does not attack all black people. Well, he talks about the LGBTQ community, white talking points. Man, fuck the LGBTQ LMNOP. I'm talking about the people who made up that name in that organization. Because you try to act like you welcoming everybody, but when it comes to my fellow brothers and sisters that are, you know, a part of that community, man, please, they gonna hang you out to dry. That LGBTQ shit don't give a fuck about black people that happen to be gay or, you know, bi or trans or whatever. Hey, I got love for my people too, but I'll tell you this. The LGBTQ don't give a fuck about Caucasians. That's a fact. In the dominant society. That's what I think. Because they were trying to argue me down. They were trying to bully me on Twitter. Like, oh, wow. And try to make it. I just kept saying, I'm trying to replace the system of white supremacy and establish a system of justice. Oh, well, you don't like black people that are gay? No, I'm trying to replace the system of white supremacy and establish a system of justice. And I would like those resources that are owed to melanated people for the 500 years of free labor that we did. And since we were already here first, we are indigenous to this landmass. When I started hitting them with facts, they just kept saying deflecting and white fragility comes up. Because this was nothing but, it was one moist black brother. It was one dude, he had to be moist. And he said, and I had to tell him that too. And brother, you're black first. I had to educate him too. Don't let them fool you with this, oh, I'm gay. And I'm like, no, you black first, nigga. Know who you are first. I don't care what you do or who you sleep with, but you better know exactly what is owed to you and what these people have done to us the last 450 and some odd years. I like to add up. Let's just go even 500. You know, I just laugh at these things because I ain't never been a fan of Angela Rye. I just say she just looked like one of them bootleg ass bitches that go on TV because she got their education and she's very articulate with how she speaks. And, you know, she knows how to use their talking points and attack the Republican Party and then use them as the racist. I would say the racist. I would say, I can't even think of the words. I would say the racist banner. That's what I would say. Like, that's the banner. Like they're the racists. They're the people. They're the big bad wolf. When you taking up for Joe Biden, who is he is the biggest wolf in sheep clothing. And he went on TV and said, well, I gotta apologize for what my great-great-grandfathers did. I wasn't around then. They ain't got shit to do with me. Okay, that's fine. They ain't got nothing to do with you, but you're benefiting off of it. That's one. And two, you orchestrated the crime bill and made a fucking speech and asked for 3 more minutes about why you thought it was necessary. So your wives and your daughters and brothers don't get raped and robbed and all this other shit. And yeah, we created these problems, but we need to get these people off the street. That's what you said, Mr. Joe Biden. And then you got another coon with you, Simone Sanders. She's a fucking clown too. Sambos. See, these type of people, we need to weed them out of the crowd, and all black people need to take a step back and turn around and be like, you are the problem. So go over there and stay over there. Stop thinking because Angela Rye is on CNN, they for us. How many times I gotta tell you? Anderson Cooper don't fucking probably give a fuck about no Democrat or no Republican. Anderson's great-great-grandfather is Cornelius Vanderbilt. He don't give a fuck about y'all. That nigga got money. Y'all think he on TV because he ain't got no mustache and he moist? Man, that nigga come from money. He don't give a fuck about none of this shit. That's where classism comes in. He laughing at white people too. Man, please. And as I listen to her constantly, like, kind of attack Farrakhan, just was like, see, this is some Sambo shit right here, man. And then don't nobody check her. And I get it, Charlotte. Those are his friends, but man, I need a show like that. And I'll be like, nah, you wrong for that. Nah, well, give me a speech where you heard him attack. No, he does not like the devilish Jews who use the Jew as a shield as they do their wicked evil. That's what he don't like. And they hide behind this moniker of, oh, I'm Jewish and all this other stuff. And then once you say something about one Jew, then they all come out and start fucking with you. But it's like, it's a lot of crooked people and everything. It's crooked people in corporate America. It's crooked cops. It's everything's, there's always going to be some, as Ice Cube would say, everything's corrupt. And there's always going to be some corrupt, crooked people in this world. And the people that run the banking system, I wouldn't say that they're fair and balanced, because if they're so fair and balanced, then why do we need this banking system? Why don't we let Congress print the money? Why do we have to go to the Federal Reserve and get them to print the money? And then they select who they want as the chairman of the Federal Reserve. Donald Rumsfeld? Them type of motherfuckers. I just be laughing, man. I was just listening to this shit. I was like, oh, this bitch is a fucking Sambo. And I bet you she got a stank-ass attitude. She probably think her shit don't stink, and she only talk to people that is of some type of status. If you're just a regular black person, she probably don't even want to. Well, if you got something to say about Farrakhan, why don't you debate brother Dr. Muhammad? Why don't you debate brother Reza Islam? Debate them, since you got something to say. But no, we always want to talk about, oh, I went to go see Khalid Muhammad. Nah. That don't give you no pass. You are peddling and dog whistling to white daddy and white mama. I sick? No, we sick, boss? That type of shit. Because for you to go that hard at Farrakhan, I think you had to do it. Because if not, you could have been like, no, he's got a right to say it's freedom of speech. And I don't think they should have took his Facebook page. But you up here defending, oh, I got friends and family members that are Jewish and blah, blah, blah. What the fuck that got to do with you, though? And what that got to do with your people? Because at the end of the day, all it takes for you to make one mistake and your bitch gonna be a public defender somewhere, bitch. I don't want to hear that shit. Man, fuck Angela Rye. And anybody that think that's somebody to be looking up to, then y'all sadly mistaken. You want to look up to somebody? You want to look up to somebody? Y'all want to look up to somebody? You better look up to Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Look up to Michelle Alexander. Look up to Dr. Joy DeGruy. Layla Africa. If you want some female role models, Mrs. Dr. Sabi. Look up to her. Don't look up to no bitch like that that's on TV trying to get you to be all you could never be in this society. Don't look up to her. If y'all think that's the status quo, you sadly mistaken. Look, let me tell you something. They wrote these laws. These were all white supremacists who wrote these laws. So at the end of the day, they don't even fuck with niggas like that. So why would I, especially after Barack Obama, why would I knowingly go vote for anybody at this point if they're not doing anything for my people? That's what Powernomics is about. Let me read TML. They will take her job just like the black lady that was police chief in Henderson. Thank you. Thank you. Lakeisha, I forgot her last name. But she was the police chief. I'ma look it up. I did a podcast on it. Man, niggas can't, man, I would love to interview that lady. Man, that sister was cool, but she wasn't no smiley motherfucker. And she wasn't playing that good old boy system. And what the dominant society do? They got her. I said she got about a year. And then they gonna do her just like exit stage left, clown. You gotta go with their program. That's why these type of jobs in mines, they not meant for us. Fuck that, man. To me, this is just my perspective. Don't nobody gotta agree. But when you start moving up that little that Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Abraham Maslow or whatever his name is, I know his last name is Maslow, the hierarchy of needs. You know, once you start moving up there and you start getting more money, you can't say shit. First of all, they don't even have no black police officers that work for the city of Henderson. All the niggas work for Metro. So that should be an alarm right there. You wasn't gonna be well received. I've hardly ever saw a black city of Henderson police. They all Caucasian. All Caucasian. So I don't even know how that was gonna work. That's why I'm like, how the fuck is that gonna work? But I digress, man. She didn't even make it a whole year. And she'll probably sue the city. They'll settle out of court and we'll never hear from her again. And then they'll hire some Caucasian. It's a nigga in there that took her place, but they'll get that nigga up out of there. Guilty, nigga. Nigga, we saw you looking at the crack cocaine. Guilty. Stage left, clown. They're gonna do you the same way. I'm telling you. That's what these motherfuckers do. That's why I just get irritated when I watch people. That's why it'd be hard for me to even watch The Breakfast Club when Angela Rye be on there. I can't stand motherfuckers like that. You ain't gotta be no attorney to educate yourself on exactly what's been going on in this country the last 450 years. You wanna educate yourself? Get the book Before the Mayflower. Get The ISIS Paper by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. The Keys to Color. Get this book that I say every fucking week. I say get that book every week. A Compensatory Counter-Racist Code by Neely Fuller Jr. You can get that book. You want to know other things that have been going on in this country from a Caucasian perspective? Get The Burglary. You can get that book. And these are just books that I have, you know what I'm saying? And if you want to get deep, since you want to talk that shit about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you can get The Fall of America by the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was brought to us by Master Farad Muhammad. Dope. Like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in the beginning of the book, he said, you Negroes go to that society, you know, waiting on them to make change for you, voting and going to Congress and Senate, hoping that they'll just help you make a change. Clown. These are the same people, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, that gave you that nasty ass food that you eat and that's killing you. That's got people like me all fucked up when I eat some fucked up shit. It's a fact. Oh yeah, I forgot about this nigga. Shout out to Hey, man, I wish my mom was alive. She would be rolling. She was there though. Man, if in case y'all that live in Las Vegas, Nevada, there was a brother named Wendell P. Williams. There was a school on the west side where my mom lived right across the street from there. Nuke knows about this school, and others do too. Well, it used to be called Madison. Everybody knows that. Well, there was a guy named Wendell P. Williams, Sambo, got into their little political warfare game, and they changed it, and they changed the name to Wendell P. Williams. Then when they changed the name to Wendell P. Williams, you know, he's walking around, he thought he was all that. Well, this nigga was stealing time on his time sheet. They fired that nigga. Guilty nigga. And they probably gonna change that school's name back to Madison. Motherfuckers gotta remember that shit. This is their game, not yours. You cannot hope and pray that they'll help you. You gotta help yourself, and you gotta understand, don't matter how much money you make, it's you working for them. I don't give a fuck how much. Now, the money may ease your pain for a little bit and help you move and groove throughout society, but it's not your job. You don't own it. It's not your business. You're not a boss. You work for them, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's nothing wrong with being a business owner or entrepreneur as well. You know, we gotta understand what it is and where we going. And stop being coons like Angela Rye. Because to me, she is Sambo. You go in there and you attack. Once you start attacking the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I got a problem with that shit. And I'm tired of motherfuckers always talking about he speak hate. Okay, well, find me a speech where he's speaking hate. Find it to me. Because when he broke down the Jewish bankers, the Ashkenazi Khazarian Jews, which are not the real Jews, they just deem themselves the Jews. When he broke down how they funded both sides of the war, they funded Hitler, they funded America. That's what you do. You fund both sides of the war. And then they're both being in debt to you, the bank. You better watch Game of Thrones. And when he broke that down, he just said it was all over money. All over money. That's why you never hear anything about the Rothschilds. When you go look up the Rothschilds network on Google, Google it. It's some fictitious number, like $400 trillion or some shit. That's because they are the Federal Reserve Bank clowns. So you'll never know what their net worth is. Exactly. But I know what Muammar Gaddafi's net worth was because he had gold and oil and Himalayan and sea salt. He had the real resources. And that's why Joe Biden's clown ass, along with your good friend Barack Obama and Hillary Margaret Sanger Clinton, orchestrated and became the architects of the assassination of Muammar Gaddafi. Them motherfuckers. So fuck Obama too, while y'all motherfuckers talk. Yes, we can. Yes, we clown. Fuck out of here. That nigga sold everybody hope. He's worse than a goddamn Sunday morning preacher sometimes. That want you to give up all your money to them as they fucking all the bitches in the church. That's what Obama was. And we ain't heard from that nigga since. But he didn't tell everybody about how his Caucasian side of the family left him $500,000 and he was able to go to all those schools. His student loans was probably $30,000. Y'all ain't know about that shit though. And I'm pretty sure Angela Rye don't got no student loans. She worked for CNN. You pander to them. That's what happened to Mark Lamont Hill. He was talking shit about Dr. Francis Cress Welsing too. See, that's what these motherfuckers do. They'll go talking about the elders thinking that that's going to get them further up the line. Man, fuck all that, man. That was some hoe shit too. And then when you be catering to their ass, then when they let your ass go, then you want to come back to black society. That's why I look at Steve Harvey. You went on TV and basically was telling Monique to not have no integrity. And guess what? You threw your integrity out the window, and them Caucasians threw your bald-headed ass out the window. And probably it was like, here, take your wig that you used to wear too, nigga. I'm telling you. And yes, they did rob him all that gold money. That's why they wanted to get over into Libya. People don't know that he was giving the citizens of Libya a stipend check for all the oil exported and all the money he made. People didn't tell y'all about that. No. I remember a nigga trying to tell me, oh, well, he was raping and robbing me. I said, who told you that? I met a lady from Libya. I talked to her damn near every day. She was like, that shit is not going on over there. We just came over here because my husband wanted to come over here. That shit's not going on over there at all. They lying. But this is what happens. Hey, man, I thought I'd hit y'all with a short one, man. I got shit to do. I'm busy as a motherfucker. But I thought I would hit y'all up with a quick podcast. Hey, If you suffer from being a Sambo or a coon, I got some great therapy for, some Sambos Anonymous and some coon rehab for you. And I got these books, and you might want to read them if you melanated. And you like, man, what's a Sambo? What's a coon? A Sambo is a coon is Angela Rye talking shit about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and defending Joe Biden, who was the architect behind mass incarceration, the fucking 94 crime bill, who put over 500,000 black men and women in prisons. That's what Joe Biden did. And she was defending him. How do you defend somebody like that? Do you see Jews defending any descendants of Hitler? No, they do not. But they always, never forget the Holocaust. Never forget it. Anne Frank was my cousin. They never let you forget that shit. But when you bring up slavery, motherfuckers be like, slavery? Dude, that was like so long ago. But they never let you forget the Holocaust, though. Ever. We gotta understand what game it is. This is the Game of Thrones, but for real. And Angela Rye, if you watch the Game of Thrones, and Lannister, so she Angela Rye, who does she remind me on Game of Thrones? She reminds me of Littlefingers. That's what Angela Rye reminds me of. Littlefingers. Play this little bullshit game and pimp and, pander to this talking point, that talking point, and all this other shit, and talk, and until she can get what she want. And you see what happened to Littlefingers. That's a fact. Go for all y'all that ain't watch Game of Thrones, go watch Game of Thrones. That's exactly what's going on in real life. Minus the dragons and all the mythical bullshit, but how they play the game and how shit goes on and how they politic and stab each other in the back and all. That's exactly what's going on today. And how motherfuckers will flip mode as the squad on you and go into another side. Like, how you gonna talk shit about Farrakhan but then defend Joe Biden? Oh, because you're a strong liberal. Motherfuckers act like being a liberal or a Democrat somehow means that you're not racist. Ask Ed Buck, who was killing all those gay black men. What happened to the LGBTQ going after him? Those two black men, we don't even talk about those two black men that he killed. We don't talk about them at all. And he's part of the liberal community. We don't never talk about, we always want to talk about the racist people that's on the right-wing racists. Why don't we talk about the left-wing racists? Like Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. First of all, y'all, you can never tell me anything about Hillary Clinton not being a part of the system of white supremacy when she said that Margaret Sanger was her fucking hero. And Margaret Sanger was a eugenicist who wanted to genetically annihilate melanated people. She wanted to exterminate us and used black preacher coons to get us to go to Planned Parenthood and be sterilized. And she had a lot of meetings with the KKK. But y'all love Hillary Clinton. Man, fuck Hillary Clinton. That bitch is a racist bitch. So is Bill Clinton. All the motherfuckers is racist. And Barack Obama is a Sambo. Because he didn't speak up for shit. And I don't give a fuck how much people like it. Oh, well. Don't bother me at all. But hey, man. If you suffer from being a coon or a Sambo, read these books. Hey, this is the I Don't Know podcast. I appreciate everybody listening and subscribing. I don't give a fuck, like I said before. It's the fucking internet. I don't give a fuck. Who cares? You check it out, you check it out. Listen to me when you working. That's the best way to do it. All you other niggas out there, guilty nigga, I'm out. Peace.